So you may have seen my video from a couple weeks ago where I built this fake DSO shell and decided I was going to keep it, and I gave some pointers on how to tell the real ones from the fake ones and stuff. And so I've used it a few times, and there's a couple things that I don't like about this. Not that anything about the performance of the scope or anything, but one thing I don't like is that when you're using it just kind of laying flat on the table, and it would be nice, you know, if it would tilt up a little bit so it's easier to read the screen. And the other thing is, because it's only 100 grams, the thing is just so light. It moves around really easy. And well, and of course the other thing that kind of goes without saying is the fact that it doesn't actually have a battery inside of it. Now I know that you can do a battery mod to these things and even buy a different bottom half so you get more room for a bigger battery and stuff. And while I might go that route down the road, I decided I wanted to just kind of do a combination external battery pack scope holder thing. And so I had this idea yesterday, and I drew it up in AutoCAD. So this would be the format. The scope would be on the right, and we have a 6 AA battery pack on the left side. And we would basically build a holder out of wood. And so the next step was I got a piece of scrap wood from a different project. It was this odd shape. I cut it into the size I wanted, and then I made these little side pieces out of scrap wood for my twin reverb, not twin reverb, Showman speaker cabinet repair. And so I made this and I sanded it all so it's nice and smooth, rounded all the corners and edges. And I'm going to stick this 6 AA battery holder in here that I pulled out of something. It's some kind of thing that died, and I thought this would be a cool battery holder, so I hacked it out of there. And I made it so that this would fit in here. I'm going to have to build some sort of cover over this. And then, of course, the oscilloscope fits in here like that. And I have room to operate all the switches and plug everything in. And so that's where I'm at the moment. The next step is I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint all this black, flat black, and then I'm going to put like this soft material in there. This is actually like the stuff they put on the bottom of furniture. It's kind of the soft stuff, and it's just enough to make this scope fit real nice and snug inside of there. And after I made it, I also thought it'd be cool if I was to be able to stick a handle on it, not for carrying around, but for not so much for carrying around, but to make it so that it can tilt up. So I made this thing out of a piece of scrap aluminum that I had lying around, and we're going to attach that to the side. I've already drilled the holes and fitted it. So the next step is I'm going to paint it now. And here we have everything painted, and I have this kind of material stuff applied on the inside of where the DSO shell is going to go. I have the little handle installed. These are knobs from an old desk lamp that I repurposed into different things, and so you can see, you can fold it so that the thing sits at an angle. So I also have a nice snug fit on the DSO shell. You can just pop it in there and it doesn't want to come out. It's not a super tight fit, but it's tight enough to where it's not going to fall out. Being only 100 grams, it's pretty light. Now I also made a battery pack, and I made a little cover for it just to make it look a little better. And I cut a little piece of plastic here so that in case the batteries leak, they won't leak onto the wood. And this thing just kind of fits in here. Like that. And then you can plug this into the DSO shell. And once again, that fits snug enough to where it doesn't fall out of there. So now I can have this thing sit at a little bit of an angle. It's easier to see. And it runs just fine on the 6 AA batteries. And there you have it. And it's really not that big. I would say it's about the size of maybe a mini Apple iPad. Yeah, but this is my cell phone, and you know, compared to the cell phone, it's not really all that much bigger. So, and I like this for a few reasons. I like that I can kind of hold it like this and punch buttons. It just feels more natural for me. And it adds a lot more weight to the unit, so it doesn't move around that easily. And the other thing that's kind of cool is if you want to take this somewhere, you can just kind of fold this up like that and tighten this back down. And that will keep the things from falling out of there. You can put it in a little I don't know, carrying case or something. So this is kind of my idea of how I wanted to do a battery on this, but I have different things in mind with this little unit. I want to look at things like waveforms from my keyboard, and it's just a lot easier having the battery, like an external battery pack thing with a little stand for it. You know, this just works best for me. So I don't know if I'm going to put little rubber feet on the bottom or not. Probably not. I think this is fine just the way it is. So that's my idea on how to do an external battery pack for the DSO shell, the fake one here. So I don't know, maybe it might give you an idea of how you might want to do things if you don't really feel like messing around with trying to stick a battery actually inside the unit. So if it does give you ideas, or you know, you make something similar, leave me a comment in the comment section so I can see what you did. Yeah. Thanks for watching.